Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Loan Officer Breakfast Club. It's a fabulous day. March 9th, 2026. We're going to get this show started. Kristen, nail it. When are we get started?
Now.
Wonderful. She nailed it, man. She nailed it. We are getting started, my friends. All right, let's see. Who do we got in the house today? Sue Moody, looking fabulous, ready to go. Oh, I haven't seen Nara Madeira before. Nara, how are you? Good to have you on. Good to see you. Good to see you. All right, Tommy Gaynor's in the house. Well, we know we're going to have a good show now. I mean, we should just turn it over to Tommy. That's what I say we do. Just turn it right on over.
I mean, these are the diehards. Daylight savings, doesn't matter.
Right?
I get on the Breakfast Club because it's what I do.
Yeah, the whole daylight savings thing. I wish they'd just stop doing that. Okay. Pro or con, daylight savings? Yes or no? Put it in the chat. Are you a fan? Are you not?
I don't like the morning thing, but in the fall, I'm so grateful for it. But then, tonight, when it's still light out at like 8 o'clock, it'll be like, okay, here we go. This is good.
Yeah, it's weird. I just don't see any need for it. Just let the world do what the world does. Why do we got to try and manipulate this somehow? You know, it gets darker earlier in the winter, it gets darker later in the summer. I mean, whatever. You know, I just leave it alone. Lose it. See, everybody says lose it. I'm with you guys. I'm not a fan. Just leave my schedule alone. Why do you got to rock my world? I don't get it. I
was thinking, it was interesting. It was 5:02 yesterday, and the dog is like staring at me, and I'm like, "How do you know? How do you know it was daylight savings time? How did that happen?"
Those built-in clocks, man.
I guess I don't know. He just knew, man. He was like, "Hey, it's 5:02. Let's go. Good party."
That is funny. That is funny. All right, so let's get back. All right, let's see here. Oh, Carl White's in the house. Carl White in the house. We need to get on our best behavior. Carl's here. That's such a lie. Now we can actually go crazy since Carl's here. That's the way it really is. What's up, Carl? Hey, man, how was the event, brother? What'd you think of it? And you are muted, and I will sad trombone you. So... Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No, it was really good. It's very interesting to see the different perspectives and the different ways, the different ways to build up your business. It's I think that the take home message I get most of the time out of coming to these, it's way easier than we think it is. It's just doing the activity. That's it. And then I went to Disney. So went to Disney with, I think there was 13 of us, 14 of us, something like that.
Yeah.
Went to Disney for a couple days. That was fun. So life is good. Back in the saddle and ready to go.
Hey, well, let me ask you this, man. You said the kind of the takeaway you take all the time is, it's just easy. You just got to do the activities. But putting that aside, you're around a lot of people, a lot of really great originators, even though you're putting on the show and hosting the show and the event, that kind of a thing. Was there anything that some loan officer said that you went, ooh, that's a good one? Like something that you don't normally think of or whatever, something new, anything at all?
No,
really?
I think it's just the good old basics, that if you, if you want to win the fight, you do jumping jacks, push-ups, and run some laps.
Isn't that so?
And and it's just like somebody was all excited about one thing, and it was like, hey, I got this new thing, awesome, and not meaning to be rude or anything, but it's saying, well, cool. Well, how many closes did you get from it? Well, nothing yet, but I really like the direction it's going. And it's like, I don't know.
Yeah.
You just have to go like, what really gets me my results, and just do more of that and less of everything else. And we talked a little bit about the, the wide marketing and then the deep marketing. And I think both are important, and I think that's one of the things we're going to talk about today, I think is
right. Exactly.
It's like, people knowing who you are definitely, puts your thumb on the scale, tilts it in your direction. And it's never been easier to do. That's for sure. When you do it the right way, it's never been easier. And frankly, it's never been cheaper to do. You think about the amount of exposure, Frank, the amount of exposure that you get, right? In our little merry band of renegades here, our little community here, dude. even 30 years ago, would have cost millions and millions and millions of dollars to get that
Right.
kind of exposure. And
Yeah.
now, you can become like I call it a local celebrity, or like the
Mhm.
weatherman or the weather lady. Everybody knows the weatherman and the weather lady, and it's never been easier to do that, and that definitely helps. So what's that thing that we always talk about? Oprah can't make a cold call,
Right.
because
Yeah. Everybody
everyone
knows
knows who
her.
she is. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we have an unfair advantage to making that happen. And her name is Miss Gardner. So good to see you,
Yeah.
Chelsea.
We
Yeah.
do. Yeah. Wow. Well, cool. Well, before we officially bring Chelsea to the table here to
Yeah.
talk about this, what we just mentioned as wide marketing, or what I call, carpet bombing, or the air
hmm hmm
attack, right?
hmm
Before we bring her there, let's just see what's going on at Animals. Jen, what's happening this week or
Um,
today or whatever?
well, it's Alliance and all the coaching call weeks, so that's a big part of
Okay.
it. But also today is Megan or dialed in with Megan Jen, and
Uh-huh.
we're doing another scripting workshop.
A scripting
Which,
workshop.
yeah, it's pretty cool.
Okay.
People bring, scripts that they love or scripts that they're struggling with, and then as a group, we kind of work on it with them. So it's
Sort through
good.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Work it
yeah,
out, man. So you get
yeah.
together and you work it out. Very,
That's
very
right.
cool. What time is that? 2 p.m. Eastern?
2 p.m. Eastern,
Okay. For
Liberty
members, you go to
Square.
the website, you go to classes, and you can join right from there. 2 p.m. Eastern, scripting workshop with Megan
And
Jen.
if you're not a
Awesome.
member, give
Awesome.
us a call and we'll help fix that.
Yep. And then, of course, call stars today as well.
Always call stars. Yep.
Always call stars. Right, right, right. And you did mention Kristen. So what is it? It's an Alliance also, Carl. When is Alliance this week as well? Is it
Yeah,
every
it
week?
is. Oh,
Yeah. What
every
day?
other week. Yeah,
Every
'cause-
other week. So this is Alliance week. Okay.
yeah, because you have to, like, it's one week to get direction, and then one week to deploy, then one
That
week to
makes a
get
lot of sense.
direction, then one degree. Yeah, because you don't want to just be, sometimes people say, "Hey, I read 53 books this year." Okay, well, cool. How many things did you do that was told you in those books? It was like, well,
True.
maybe not so much. So
Yeah.
I like the information deploy. So that's how you move the needle.
All right, great. But this week we do have Alliance. So
This week is Alliance, yes.
okay, great, great for the Alliance peeps. All right, good stuff. Well, I think we got all that kind of housekeeping out of the way. So I say we just bring up, who? Miss Chelsea Gardner! What's up, Chelsea Gardner? How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. I would like to just bring up for everybody too, for the Christian praying crew that we have here, is a couple of things. Number one, we have Gen Z, her husband's in the hospital, needs some prayers, right? And his name
Andy.
is
Andy.
Andy. And then of course, Chelsea, your little one. He's only 3 years old, going through a lot of some pretty interesting, difficult stuff in the hospital and things like that. So, and his name is Aiden, right?
Yep.
Aiden. So if you guys want to lift up Andy and Aiden in your prayers for the Christian praying folk in the house, whoever, not just Christian, for the praying folk, right? If you want to lift the Andy and Aiden up, that would be really appreciated. Got some interesting struggles that they're going on with right now. So, anyways, all
And
right, Miss
it looks like Michael's wife too.
and Michael's wife. Okay, good. And a name would be great. Throw in Michael's wife. Yeah. So, anyways, let's get moving. Chelsea, let's talk about what I call the air attack, right? And
I
just to
love
be clear, the way I look at it is, Carl was talking about the wide marketing, right? That being local celebrity, people already know who you are. To me, that's kind of the air attack. It's a great way to look at social media and things like that, just to kind of get people aware of who you are, kind of soften up the ground before you go in with a phone call. And then when you go on the phone call, that's your ground attack. And that's where they go, I kind of familiar with you. I know you some way, somehow. So you're going to talk about the air attack for us this morning. So what are your thoughts on all that, Chelsea? If you're getting value from this already, go ahead and tap that like button. It helps more loan officers find content that actually makes a difference. And hey, if staying ahead of the market and learning what's really working in our industry matters to you, hit that subscribe button and ring that bell so you don't miss another episode. We read every comment, so drop your thoughts down below. We'd love to hear from you and know what's working or what you'd like us to cover next. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you here next time.
Yeah. So, I've been doing this for 4.5 years now, I believe, for
Yeah.
LOs. And I find that more often than not, like if you're making your calls, you're doing all the things on the ground, the best thing to do when you are, let's say, making these calls, but realtors aren't answering, or they're not returning your text messages, or they don't want to have that coffee date because they don't know who you are, that you're reputable, going about it and getting in front of just your realtors or just your past clients or just your prospects through, let's say, like targeted ads or through social media is a huge benefit when it comes to, all right, now I'm going to call, like Frank has no idea who Chelsea is, but Chelsea keeps showing up inside of Frank's Facebook and Instagram feed and talks all about education and, really kind of making sure that I'm like the known person for whatever it is that I do. And then when I call Frank, Frank's like, wow, I know Chelsea. She's like everywhere. She must be some like hot shot, bitch shot celebrity or whatever because I see her all over the place. So then Frank is more likely to answer my phone call or return my text or say, yeah, I'd love to have that coffee date with you, right? So getting in front of exactly who you want to be seen by to me is a huge win for a lot of LOs and especially the ones that I work with. It's just astronomical in the sense of how much more people are like, I see you all over the place. And that's honestly the goal when it comes to social media. And I think a lot of people, yes, leads are great, or yes, like I'm going to post consistently on social and hope that I get all these DMs for leads, but that typically is not going to be the case. We still need to be doing our daily success stuff. We still need to be making our phone calls. We still need to be doing all those things. But how can we amplify that and already kind of be known before we do that?
Yeah. Who's a great example of this right now is Steve Kiles.
Mm-hmm.
So Steve, because out on he's at a origination street level right now with a his new organization, and so what he's doing, I know he works with you, Chelsea, but he's Steve is like this is for all of us, right? So you get your list of highly qualified agents and get a get a big one, right? So they're on a weekly email blast, no matter what. So they're seeing emails coming in, but also the air attack, the social, right? They're just seeing him in their feeds all the time. So they're getting emails and seeing him in the feeds. And then when he's making the call, it truly is more of a warm call, right? They get Chelsea, I got a question for you. How often do you think that they have to see us before we start really getting in their head? Like, I'm seeing this person quite a bit. Certainly isn't once, certainly isn't twice. What is it, 10 times, 15 times? What do you think? Any idea?
Yeah, it's about 22 touch
22.
points right now in the marketing space. And that's
Huh.
amongst everything. So emails, calls, texts, seeing you on socials. It's about 22. It's gone up significantly, just because there's so much out there and there's so much noise going on that a lot of people need to be touched multiple times before they'll do anything with you or even talk to you, answer the phone, respond to you, anything like that.
Or even see you, right?
Yeah.
Because there's just so much going on. So even though you're out there, it's harder to be seen because I don't do Facebook hardly at all, but when I do skip over there and just scroll for some reason, it's a lot of ads. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? It's somebody's looking to get in my pocket somehow.
Yeah.
Most of it is that. So it's really become kind of just an advertising space. So, like you
It is.
said, it's so crowded that you really have to stay consistent with it, don't you?
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the biggest thing I think a lot of people struggle with is they'll put out whether it be social media posts, right? Like I did a really good video and now I posted on Instagram and I have zero engagement or no one, commented or it reached 100 people or I ran an ad for 2 weeks and I didn't get anything from it. It takes so much more than that. And
Yeah.
I mean, people say it all the time, consistency, right? It's the same thing in a gym. You're not going to go to the gym one day and get an 8 pack unless you're Carl, right? And
Right.
and then I got results within my one 30-minute workout. It's not the case. You have to be consistent with it. And it's the exact same thing when you're doing your social media, when you're running your ads. The benefit of what I always say is running those targeted ads is the fact that you are putting yourself directly in front of who you want to be in front of, right? So
Mm.
when we talked about getting a list of all your real estate agents and get a big list, right? Go to Model Match, pull those lists and just upload them into Meta. because we are targeting just those individuals. So if we have 1,000 real estate agents in a list that we can run an ad directly to them. So we know the effort that we're putting into that video or that post or that caption is being seen exactly by who we want them to be seen by, versus if we're posting every single day organically over on our Instagram or our Facebook, we're not 100% sure exactly who sees those posts, or if our real estate agents are seeing it, or if even anyone in the state that we're licensed is seeing our post, right? But with targeted ads, you know exactly who's seeing those posts, and that's the beauty of those, is the fact that you are right in front of exactly who you want to be seen by all of the time, 24/7, 365.
Chelsea,
That is,
is there a how big does my list need to be? Is there a minimum size? I know it used to be in the early days, I could literally
yeah.
target one person, like literally. I could put
Yeah.
I'd show it to everybody with this birthday that graduated from this high school, that this is their favorite book, and I just read it in their, in their about me, and you could literally target one person. Obviously, Facebook as it matured changed that. What's a minimum size I should get my list from, say, Model Match to
Yeah,
target?
so you could essentially still target 50 or 100 people. You don't have to have a massive list. The only difference is when you have a smaller list, you're going to be changing out your ad more frequently, right? Because it's going to just be able to show the ad to those individuals over and over and over again. But I usually recommend at least 500. That's a
Okay.
good, like, solid list. And then there's not a max. So if you're like, I have 10,000 people, like, then by all means throw them in there. Yep.
And
Yeah.
is there like on the ads, what do I say?
Yeah. So I pulled up a couple of examples that I have seen do really, really well. And so I'll share those with you guys. A couple things that I find, especially if you're new to running ads or you haven't ran ads in the past or it's been a while, one ad that we run all of the time is one for reviews, and not just let me pull my 5-star reviews from Google and put them in a slideshow and, showcase those, right? It is actually stating, like, getting on video and telling a story about your reviews, meaning I have someone who, okay, so Sarah, I'm changing the name, but Sarah wrote a review for a client. That client gets up there and actually tells Sarah's story instead of just the review itself, right? So Sarah was a single mom. She had 2 kids. She had gone through 3 different lenders, right? So all of those types of things where we're storytelling our reviews, that is a very powerful ad that tends to do extremely well, especially if you run this ad to realtors and past clients combined.
Mhm.
What I see happen, and like if I look at one of my clients' ads that ran it a while back with me, he got 358 engagements on this ad. So what that means is his past clients were coming on this ad and commenting on the ad like, yes, this person is the best, or I worked with this person, or they closed my loan, and whatever. They were commenting on this ad because they were past clients, right? And guess what? His real estate agents that he wanted to target saw this ad with all of this engagement from these past clients, right? Like, oh, he's the best. He did great. All of that has been like, those ads for us do phenomenal. Another one is, if
So
you,
can I clarify that? Is that so you did in that ad, it was a video?
yeah,
Okay, and it was a video of the client?
no, of
Oh,
him
oh,
telling the story of
telling the
the client.
story. Okay, great. Okay.
Yep. Yeah, and the really cool thing that we did with him specifically was, not only did he just, like, sit at his desk and like tell the story, he actually went out and did something he loved. So like something he enjoyed doing, which is bike riding. He went and did a bike ride and then video recorded himself like kind of holding his bike at like a really pretty scene in the background. So not only did people engage with the fact that, oh, he's phenomenal, but also like, where are you at? Or what are you doing? Like, just having that engagement of something that he enjoys doing, right? So a hobby of his, incorporated into that video. So then people get to know you as a human as well, not just sitting at your desk or doing, speaking or whatever. You're actually incorporating things that you love where people can connect with you, right? So, a lot of times when I talk to someone, the first thing they ask me is, how is your son? Because I talk about my son, right? Or how are your chickens? Because my chickens are in a lot of my videos. Those types of things spark conversation. So you can start incorporating things like that without making it like, oh, I'm bike riding, right? No, you're just holding your bike and you have a really pretty view in the background, but you're talking about a client who just closed on a loan and needed a, second opinion. But all of that is like, like spatial awareness. People start messaging you about random stuff in the background too. And that sparks a lot of engagement in those ads.
So you're incorporating the personal side, like I'm a real person, it's not just business. It's
Yeah.
kind of a blend of both. That's really clever. That's
Yep.
cool.
Yeah.
A couple quick questions here. I just want to clarify. 'Cause, Deborah Bell saying, "Hey, you got to be careful about targeting lists, correct? You don't want to violate some sort of reg laws, or anything like that. But the cool thing about this is you can do this on Facebook. So explain that, Chelsea."
Yeah. Yeah. So you can absolutely pull lists and target those, like target them through Facebook ads or Meta ads. You're wanting to pull first name, last name, email, and phone, and you can run those lists. Now, as long as you have all of your compliance pieces inside of the ad, so equal housing lender, right, your NMLS, anything you need compliance wise inside of the ad, physical ad itself, then you should be fine to target those ads or target those individuals through those lists.
Can I ask you about the compliance side? So, like, let's say I do an image, right? I just do an image. Frank's great. Would love to chat with you, Frank. Right? Does that compliance stuff have to be on that image, or can it be in the text part of it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, so it can be in the caption. So dependent obviously on your company, if your company requires something
Okay.
different, always follow
Yeah.
their compliance restrictions.
Sure.
But as long as it is within the caption or on the graphic or on the end card of the video, anything like that, you just want to make sure it's somewhere within, like, I think it's 2 clicks that they have to be able to see it.
Okay. All right. Cool. Cool. Cool.
Yep.
All right. And Scott's got a good question. What percentage of the people? So let's say I get a list of 500 and I upload it. First of all, they might not even find all 500 on Facebook, right?
Correct.
So what's the percentage of actually roughly that actually
Yeah.
gets found?
Yeah, so I typically see a match rate of about 30 to 70%, kind of just dependent upon how big your list is. So if you have a list of 1,000, I usually see closer to like that 40 to 50% match. Sometimes smaller lists are just harder for, I think, Facebook to actually
Match.
match and hash. But as long as you have, first name, last name, email, phone, those 4 identifiers, those are going to be the key things. If you have, let's say, first name, last name, email, or first name, last name, phone, you still can upload that list. Your match rate will just be a lot lower because they don't have, as many factors to pull from. But you can upload a list with those 3 identifiers. Just know your percentage will be a little lower.
So let's say I got a list of 1,000, I upload it. Let's say I get 500 that matched, right? And it'll show you in there too, because I remember seeing that. You can see like how many it actually
Kind
matched,
of,
right?
yes. They did an update recently where they don't show exact numbers. So it'll say like less than 1,000. Well, if your list is only
Oh,
1,000, then of course less than 1,000 matched, right?
right.
So when we run ads, you typically want to start with like an awareness campaign. And inside of an awareness campaign is a reach campaign, meaning our goal of this ad is to just be seen by as many people in this list as possible. And so when you run a reach campaign after several days, or usually like 7 to 10 days, depending again on how big your list is and your budget, then you're going to see that reach number. And that reach number kind of tells you how many people are actually being targeted in that list. So there's like a workaround to that, like not knowing exactly, is just through the ad itself.
Hi, thanks for enjoying Loan Officer Breakfast Club here on YouTube. I just wanted to drop in and remind you that if you're a newer loan officer and you're trying to get to that 2 or 3 deals a month, or if you're seasoned and you're trying to get from 50 to 60 or 60 to 80, Mortgage Marketing Animals has you covered. We've got the full gambit from start to finish, top to bottom, Everything you need is at mortgagemarketinganimals.com. There's a reason that mortgagemarketinganimals.com is the number one mortgage coaching platform in the country. So check it out, mortgagemarketinganimals.com.
Hey,
Okay.
Chelsea, if I'm running, let's say I'm targeting 500 agents. Here, let's say I got 500 agents and I got 500 people in my past database.
Yep.
What kind of ad budget do I need to like where I somebody becomes industry famous, so to speak, or local celebrity kind of thing. If I've got a total of 1,000 people, what kind of ad spend am I looking at a month?
Yeah, $3 to $5 a day.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It's
Yeah.
crazy on how cheap and how effective
Yeah.
it is. So
That's
Think
why, like,
about that.
when we say like pull a
Nuts.
list and pull as many people as you want, it's so inexpensive to run ads on Facebook. So if you had a list of, let's say, 10,000 realtors that you just were accumulating these lists, then you'd be at like $10 a day. So it's still so minimal, just to be seen and reached, consistently by these individuals.
Frank, so it's cheap. It's very effective. It makes my calling way easier because people know who I am before I call. My pre-approval letters get moved to the top of the stack because I'm a recognized name.
Yeah.
Gosh, if we just had somebody that could help us with these ads, God, that would
Well,
now
that's
that
just crazy talk,
I
Carl.
know, I know. If we just had somebody to help, 'cause I can tell you. So I have ran these ads myself when I started this. And the thing, and I say cuss it, not really, but well, maybe sometimes, Facebook because they were always changing. It's like,
I know.
They
where's the
still
darn
are.
button now? And what Chelsea? So Chelsea actually worked under my roof for several years, right, as my chief social media person. And what she kept telling me, but Carl, it's getting better. But Carl, it's getting better. But Carl, and I couldn't keep up with it. Like it's an
Mm.
ever changing thing. So it's incredibly valuable. It spanks organic, like not even close.
Oh
Like it's
yeah.
it's
No, you
just
got to
yeah.
do this. Yeah.
If we just had somebody to help us out, how would we, Chelsea? How would we find somebody that could help us out with this kind of stuff?
I know they're very hard to find.
They are. So tell us, hey, and just so everybody knows, Chelsea doesn't work for us. I'm a paying client. Frank, I think you're a paying client. I think Steve's a paying client.
Yeah.
I highly endorse Chelsea. She doesn't pay to be here. We don't get a rev share. She's not giving us a piece of the pie.
What?
We
No,
bring,
okay.
yeah, I know. We bring her mess. We help her bring her message because she's an amazing individual, and she really, really, really helps us out. And we don't get a discount on her services or anything like that whatsoever. So it's an uncensored endorsement. I highly, highly, highly recommend Chelsea. If somebody wants to find more about what you do, what's the best way for them to do that?
Yeah, you can go to my website, fullyalignedmarketing.com, or you can find me on any social platform at Fully Aligned Marketing as well. You can always send me a DM or friend me or anything like that, and I'm pretty active on socials as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Hey, and
think the way to
and Jeff, I'm sorry, Frank, go ahead.
go
I'm
ahead.
sorry.
No, I was
So,
just going to say I think the way to look at it
but,
is
but,
is is
but
like
wait, wait.
the way to look at it is like we're making our calls and we're doing our ground attack and we're doing our direct, asking for the business, right? We do that for a couple 2-3 hours a day, and then we dive into the workday and do what we have to do. But what's nice to know is when you got these ads running with Chelsea, there's something working for you in the background, right? So something is still working for me in the
Mhm.
background, even when I'm not directly on the phone. It
You
doesn't
bet.
replace being on the phone. It never will. That's ridiculous, right? So we work the phone, but we know that with the ads running in the background, I've got something always going on 24/7 in the background, right? Letting people know about me. And the next step there is when you have Chelsea doing it for you, boy, that's a big time saver. Because for you to
It's just
go in
better.
and manage your own social media, to do it the right way with the number, how often should I do it? When should I change it? Do I do carousel? Do I do a picture? Do I do having someone like Chelsea in the background, right? Making sure that's all getting done appropriately and efficiently and effectively. That's a real game changer too. So,
Mhm.
what were you going to say, Carl? We'll get to the hands.
I was just I think Jeff was saying, what if we're just getting started and don't have and we haven't had don't have testimonials yet? Run an ad to get testimonials. right? I mean, it's a really, 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 and you don't have to just do testimonials, by the way.
Right.
So I've always,
Yeah.
I've always done the teach, tell, touch, sell. Teach them something, tell them a story of success, like the testimonials. Teach, tell,
Yep.
touch. Let them get to know a little bit about you. I think I do. I think that's very important. Teach, tell,
Yeah.
touch, and then sell. Come out of the closet, and make an offer. So, hey, tell me just real quick and give you these questions. Tell me about this free ad guide that Gen Z just put up. What is that, Chelsea?
Oh, yeah. So I have a meta ad guide. It's just a free download. It's a multiple page document that kind of walks you through some ad ideas and topics that you can use inside of your meta ads.
Mm-hmm.
So the link's in the chat for that, guys.
Yep.
And if you don't see it, if you can remember, it's fully aligned. Wait. Fullyalignedlinks.com.
Yeah.
Is that
Yep.
what it is? And then slash meta guide.
Yep.
Adam, got your hand up. What you got?
Yeah, so Chelsea, on these ads when you're running them, you run ads to actually get them to friend you and like you as well, to where that starts increasing, so you don't have to run as many targeted ads. You're actually sending it on your regular pages as well and seeing these people.
Yeah, you absolutely can run. It's called a page like campaign. So if you want to try and get more of your real estate agents to like friend you or follow you on your page, I honestly, we run those usually like for a week or two out of, with our clients, and it's probably not as effective as you would hope, in terms of getting people to like your page, but it is something that you can run. And when you're looking at meta ads, it's not something like, oh, we're only ever running review ads or we're only ever running page like ads, right? We're changing them out every week or every other week. So I recommend running stuff like that and testing it and seeing if you get like the response that you want from it. But a lot of times with those, I don't see a lot of response that you would hope for.
Thank you.
Greg, what do you got?
Sorry for the delay. Almost got tromboned.
Very close.
Very. It's my life. That's my life story. Chelsea, is there a way to collaborate with realtors with you? Like I've got realtors that I've always said, hey, I'd rather collaborate by buying you ads than paying for the big bad name, I won't say. Is that something that you would be able to work on or anything like that?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, if you want to send me like a DM or a message, absolutely. We can try about that.
All right, let's go. Thank you.
I also wanted to remind our members that Chelsea does a really wonderful class for us every one Wednesday of every month, right?
It's every week. They're pre-recorded. Yep.
Yeah, and you can find that under the classes section. She's got some really, really great content out there.
Yep. Social media happy hour.
That's right.
Wonderful.
Happy hour.
Wonderful. Well, great stuff. Thank you, Chelsea. Really appreciate you showing up today. Hey, our thoughts with little Aiden. Okay, thoughts with little Aiden. And appreciate you being here. Fullyalignedmarketing.com. Fullyalignedmarketing.com pays to connect with Chelsea. Let her help you out on this stuff because it's nice to have that stuff working in the background for you 24/7, 24/7, And like Carl was saying, he's so right. Like it's so neat because not only can we reach an audience, but we can reach the exact people that we're trying to get in front of. There's not a wasted penny, right? Every view or look or, impression is from somebody that you're trying to get in front of. That's why it's so cool. I mean, that is one of the cool things about it for sure. All right. Well, what do you say, team? We good? We good for today?
Yeah, I'll see the members.
You guys ready to go? Call stars coming up, right?
Yeah.
Call stars coming up to make the calls, baby. I know Vince Queen will be there. He never misses a day. He's the man right there. Let's get some Vince Queen love. Vince, give us something today. Before we get out of here, give us something. Come on, man.
Hey, man, I don't know what kind of love to give you, man. You know what? You're taking all the love out of the air, man. You're giving it up today, man. I don't know. You know what? Chelsea, give Chelsea the love. Because you know what? I mean, once again, man, she knocked it out the park. So that's all the love I got for you today.
That's good love, man. Appreciate it, Vince, as always. Well, you guys, let's get on out of here. You guys have a great day. Kevin Broughton tomorrow. Get the wind in our sails, huh? Kevin Broughton, Chelsea Gardner. Thank you so much, sister. Appreciate you. All right. Catch you guys here tomorrow, Lone House Breakfast Club. Adios.
Have a great day, everybody.